MTN Nigeria has received a credit ratings upgrade. Nigeria's largest telecommunications company by subscribers announced in a press release that Global Credit Ratings, GCR, has upgraded the national scale long-term issuer rating for the company to AAA. GCR has also affirmed the national scale short-term rating of A1+ with a stable outlook. In addition, they've also upgraded the national scale long-term rating of the recently concluded 110 billion naira Series 1 senior unsecured bond to AAA with a stable outlook. Joining us to discuss further, we're joined by the CEO of MTN Nigeria, Mr. Karl Toriola. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. You're very, very welcome. I want to ask you first off about the impact of this upgrade on MTN's, I guess, debt ambitions in terms of raising debts and going forward for the company.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. We're extremely excited with the credit rating. We believe that this is a sign of a few key things about our business. First, very strong cash generation opportunities. Second, a good and strong competitive position. It's a reflection of a very good governance, minimal risk in our business, and a very, very strong management team. So we're very excited about it, and it gives us ability to raise debt and capital at a lower rate because of a lower risk premium.
Fantastic. Do you have any expansion plans on the horizon in terms of, I mean, you're already the largest subscriber, so you're pretty much almost everywhere. But as far as expansion plans in perhaps service coverage for rural areas, anything on the horizon?
Thanks. Our group CEO and group CFO were recently meeting key stakeholders in Abuja. His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, His Excellency the Vice President Professor Osibajo, the Honorable Minister of Communication and the Digital Economy, Dr. Pantami, and the Central Bank Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele. And we communicated significant plans, investing somewhere between 1.5 and 1.7 billion US dollars over the next 3 years or so in our network. And our focus is always going to be on customer service and service quality. But there are significant opportunities in Nigeria still in the rural areas, and it's one of the key national agendas to bring a lot more people into the connectivity space. So we'll be accelerating our rural coverage expansion with specific solutions designed to provide service at a cost-effective, in a cost-effective manner to rural populations in a manner that they can afford to use telephone services.
Fantastic. Now, when we talk about the stock exchange here on this program a lot, we always, even earlier this week, we're talking about, stock picks. For telecoms, MTN always pops up as one of the stock picks on the exchange in terms of long-term capital gains, dividends, and so on and so forth. Well, we understand, if you can break this news for us, that you have a possible secondary share offer on the exchange. You want to, explain that for our viewers?
Well, it's always been a part of our plan to really diversify a great extent of the shareholding in MTN Nigeria through a sell down by MTN Group to approximately somewhere between 65 to 70% of MTN Group retaining shares, but moving from where we are now around 82% down to anywhere between 65 and 70%. Our focus in this secondary offer is really going to be around the retail market. We would like, with the support of Nigerians, to be the most actively owned company on the stock exchange by Nigerians, and our target, broadly speaking, is about 2 million retail shareholders. So that's on the horizon in the short to medium term, preferably closer to the short term. We're exploring the right timing for that, subject to all the issues we're particularly now in a period of the COVID pandemic, which hopefully will come to an end as we accelerate vaccinations, which, by the way, MTN has contributed vaccinations through the African Union to Nigeria and all African countries. So we think short to medium term, we'll move forward with that further sell down, and we'll be able to be as inclusive as possible to retail shareholders, Nigerian retail shareholders in MTN Nigeria in this market.
Fantastic. You've made a lot of news. Since we have you here, I have to ask this question. There was a notification put out to customers in terms of service upgrades and so on, service notifications, which was misconstrued to as MTN saying that the rising insecurity in the nation will somehow affect certain service areas. You then put out a press statement to clarify, but just want to give you the opportunity again, since you're here, to clear the air once more on that.
So as you said, some of the international press houses really misconstrued the statement. We didn't speak to any rise in insecurity. In every country, there are certain pockets of insecurity from time to time. And as a customer-focused organization, we engage some of our enterprise customers, small and medium businesses, in very few specific locations, communicating to them that due to some challenges, we might have outages. There's been no difference in recent times to the overall performance of our network. Once again, it was misconstrued. We were referring to very few limited locations, short-term issues, but we continue to operate our network at the usual quality that we have, continue to strive for much more better customer experience.
Fantastic. Speaking of a better customer experience, when we talk about financial inclusion in Nigeria, we talk about the banks, but we also talk about the telcos. And one is, ask you if there's an update on the PSB licenses, and what's the latest is on that front for the telcos and you in particular.
Look, government policy in terms of financial inclusion is firmly the responsibility of the Central Bank of Nigeria. And we respect their authority to make decisions around this. And we're very clear that they are keen on financial inclusion. We feel we have some value to contribute, and it's for the central bank to assess how telecoms operator, particularly us, the largest telecoms operator in the country, can support in the national agenda of financial inclusion. So we would like to participate through a PSB, through other options which may be made available by the central bank governor, but we trust their judgment as to how we can contribute to that. PSB remains front and center to our strategy, but we have to work according to the policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Fantastic. And what's your, so yeah, of course, that's duly noted, duly understood. Some data came out recently saying that Nigeria, of course, missed out on the 80% goals that she had for financial inclusion in 2020. What's your long-term view of how the telcos can contribute to that?
Look, we have a large distribution network, and the way we can contribute is really in assisting the financial ecosystem to tap into the unbanked. What's very positive, I find, is that the inclusion of the unbanked into financial services actually accelerates the growth of the deposit money banks. And that's something we've seen across all the markets where we have mobile money. I'm not sure the statistics. I mean, look, all countries are aspiring to accelerate financial inclusion. I think Nigeria is doing quite well. I think we have a role to play. And I think in terms of fintech and digitization of access to banking services, Nigeria is probably on the global forefront. So I think the policies and the deposit money banks have done really well in terms of developing channels, USSD, apps, etc. And I think we're on the right path. Of course, we want to play a part. We want to support the central bank, and we'll be happy to do so when invited.
All right, we have less than a minute to go. Just if you can round up, I guess, an outlook for the rest of 2021 for the company.
Look, we're coming out of a COVID pandemic, and we're really happy to have supported the entire nation, businesses, individuals, families, in being able to communicate during periods of lockdown. We remain very optimistic about the long-term outlook in Nigeria, and we remain focused on customer service, and we'll continue to accelerate our capacity, our infrastructure to support that. And MTN Nigeria remains a very firm, big part of MTN Group, and we're proud to be here, and we're proud to stay in Nigeria.
Mr. Karl Toriola, MTN Nigeria CEO, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you.